Ladies and gentlemen, hey, hi, how you doing? Welcome back to the channel. We've got some pretty spicy days coming up here in the world of Call of Duty, as this week we're going to see another new update go live in Modern Warfare and Warzone, plus we also have the crossplay beta coming up for Black Ops Cold War. That's going to be starting on Thursday for anyone who pre-ordered digitally, then Saturday we've got the completely open beta too. But really, when it comes down to it, at least for now, we're focused on Modern Warfare and Warzone because we do have some new info when it comes to what we can expect to see in this week's update. And we've also got some other things to discuss when it comes to Warzone, because things could be changing here in the future, I would say probably for the better. So as we go over everything today, if you enjoy the video at any point, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, we are on the road to 600,000 subs before Cold War releases. So if you're new to the channel, if you want to stay up to date with the latest news, intel, and basically everything else going on in COD, this is the place to be, so feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. Also, right now, code WhosImmortal is actually 30% off on G Fuel, so if you're trying to stock up for the crossplay beta or even the mid-season update for Warzone and Modern Warfare, now is a great time to grab anything from there. Anyways, first and foremost today, I wanted to touch on something that we sort of saw develop over the weekend, and this is all relating to the stim shot glitch in Warzone. Of course, if you've been playing Warzone at all over the past few days, you've probably ran into said stim shot glitch, where players could basically get an infinite amount of stim shots, and then just sit in zone and heal all the way until they won the game. It kind of blew up because pretty much everybody was talking about it, and it became a very prominent thing. Now, over the weekend, we talked about how Infinity Ward said they were aware of the bug and looking for a fix, but I just wanted to fill you guys in here. This fix is actually now live. They tweeted out saying, "Thanks for your support and patience while we work to resolve this issue. We're happy to say that this fix has been deployed and we'll continue to monitor your feedback. So thankfully, ladies and gentlemen, the stim shot glitch is no more." Now, another thing that was updated in Warzone recently, sort of behind the scenes, was that of the bounty contracts. As you may notice, there haven't been any contracts for bounties in the game for quite a few days now, as they actually removed them due to a glitch that could cause a lobby to crash if players ended up picking any bounties up later on into any given game. So chances are that should be resolved this week. I would assume tomorrow with the playlist update, but if anything changes there, I'll be sure to let you guys know. Now, speaking of this week's playlist update, while we don't have a full-on blog post from Activision like we normally would this week, we do have the Season 6 roadmap, which previews a bit of what's to come this week, and as we can see under the in-season updates for the multiplayer modes, for Week 3, we're going to end up getting Gun Game Team Deathmatch, then also Headquarters Firefight as two of the multiplayer modes for this week. Of course, we're going to be going over all the playlist changes when they go live tomorrow, but as far as these two LTMs go, for Gun Game Team Deathmatch, this one is honestly pretty self-explanatory. It's basically just like Gun Game, except it's not a free-for-all mode, it's TDM. So each player on each team is going to start with whatever the base weapon is for this weapon cycle. Then as you get a kill, you're going to end up progressing through a handful of different weapons, leading up to, I believe, the combat knife / the throwing knife. Then after you complete that one, you're just going to sort of reset the cycle until a team ends up winning the match. So definitely a pretty unique twist to normal Gun Game. Then for Headquarters Firefight, this is basically just like Deathmatch Domination and Hardpoint Hills and Kills, except it's for Headquarters. So here to win a match, you can earn score by securing the Headquarters, but anytime you get a kill, that's also going to count towards your team's overall score. So you can either go hard on the objective, you can try and slay out, or maybe do a bit of both, and you're going to be able to help your team win that match. Now, they actually haven't announced any Warzone playlist for this week as of now, but as always, we'll also be covering that tomorrow. Also, just to sort of reiterate this from last week because I still see a ton of people asking about it, as of right now, there's still no word on the free multiplayer weekend for Warzone players, but as mentioned, I would say it's probably going to be happening the same week as the Haunting event, so that's going to be on the week of the 20th, aka next week, just because that's when the next big update for multiplayer in Warzone is going to happen, and obviously, they're not going to promote Modern Warfare multiplayer when the whole Cold War beta is going on. That just wouldn't make sense. But if and when Infinity Ward mentions anything there, I'll be sure to let you guys know about that too. Also, a bit of post-edit Zach here. Hey, hi, how you doing once again? As I was recording this, I turned on my PS4 to get a bit of B-roll footage and actually got a preload update option for the 1.28 update. It says it's going to be installable on October 14th at 2 a.m. Eastern Time. As of right now, we don't have any idea what this update is for. I would assume this is not going to be the mid-season update because it just wouldn't make sense for it to drop right now, as I just said in the video, and it's only 9 gigs in total size, which honestly would be pretty small for a major content update, so we're sort of going to have to keep an eye out and see what this one is all about. Once we do have some more details, we'll be covering it, so stay tuned for that. Anyways, jumping back into the topic of Warzone, there's actually quite a few things that surfaced in the past few days regarding the future of Warzone and how things could be changing once we get closer to the launch of Black Ops Cold War. So initially here, we've got to talk about the Gunsmith because, as I'm sure you guys saw throughout the Black Ops Cold War beta, the Gunsmith got some serious improvements when it comes to what it actually tells you about your class setup. Basically in Warzone, when we create setups, we see that any given attachment is going to increase the ADS speed or the control or the damage range, and the only indicator of how much that stat is being increased is by the little bars at the bottom, which time and again have been proven to be a bit inaccurate, so it's not always the most trustworthy system, right? Whereas in Cold War, the Gunsmith tells you the exact percentages when it comes to what an attachment is boosting or decreasing on your weapon, and it also shows you the precise numbers for things like total damage range in meters, the rate of fire, the sprint speed, and all sorts of things like that, which obviously is a huge step up from where we're at now. And because Warzone is going to be a part of Cold War, as we've discussed before, chances are the Gunsmith system is going to be upgraded as we move into year 2 of the game. However, that's one of the few things we can assume about how Warzone is going to work in Cold War, because there's still a lot of other unanswered questions. Like, for instance, are we going to get a complete revamp for Warzone that's sort of built around Cold War? AKA, are we getting an entirely new map? Are we getting all the Cold War weapons and all the Modern Warfare weapons? Because then we're going to have things like 2 MP5s, 2 M4s, so on and so forth. Are we getting certain mechanics removed, like mounting? Are we getting certain mechanics added, like swimming? There's just so much uncertainty when it comes to how Warzone is going to be adjusted and updated for Cold War. But chances are we actually are going to learn a lot more here soon, as we should have some kind of reveal for Cold War Warzone, or as I like to say, Cold Warzone, I assume through Pawn Takes Pawn, considering the campaign, multiplayer, and just recently zombies have all been revealed through that. So it would sort of only make sense that Warzone gets the same treatment, so we should have that to look forward to in the coming weeks. Now, another improvement we saw with the Cold War beta was of course that of the FOV slider for console, for all platforms actually, and again, because Warzone is going to be a part of Cold War, we can assume that all console players are going to be able to adjust their FOV in Warzone moving forward. But as of now, there's no word on when that feature may become available, or even if it's going to be available before Cold War launches. But yeah, there you have it. With all of that being said, that is effectively what we've got going on this week in Modern Warfare, alongside some of what we can expect in the future for Warzone and Cold War. And that is going to wrap things up for today. If you guys enjoyed the video, let me know by dropping a like on it. And of course, if you're new here, if you want to stay up to date with the latest Call of Duty news, intel, updates, and basically everything else in between, feel free to subscribe with your notifications turned on. That way you'll always know whenever I upload a new video. As I mentioned earlier, right now code WhosImmortal is actually going to get you 30% off your G Fuel order, so if you want to grab anything there, be it a new tub, a shaker cup, a starter pack, maybe you want to try G Fuel for the first time, now is a great time to do so. But once again, thanks so much for tuning in, and until next time, take it easy, have an awesome rest of your day, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace out.